In this video, we're after the derivative of the arctangent. And as with the arcsine and the arccosine, our starting point is going to be the fact that the tangent of the arctangent of x is x. Since they are inverse functions, this works just fine. And we're going to take the derivative of this and derivative of d dx of x, of course, is going to end up being just 1. All right, so now we have the chain rule. We're going to use the chain rule on this. What's the derivative of the tangent is the secant squared onto, d dx by the chain rule, arctan of x equals 1. Now, you remember that secant theta is just 1 over cosine theta. And so this is essentially 1 over cosine squared. So we're going to multiply both sides by cosine squared. And so arctan, derivative, d dx, arctan of x. Okay, this is 1 over the secant squared of arctan of x. Okay, if I can get my typing to behave. Which, since secant is just 1 over the cosine is just 1 over the secant, so this is cosine squared of the arctan of x. So as before, now we have a derivative, but this form isn't the most useful. And so we've got to work out what is the arctan of x. So, and how do we express that in terms of cosine to get us something that's a little bit more useful? Well, let's go back to our triangle. X in this case is b over a. Right? X is b over a. And so we know, and the angle theta, or the side associated with the cosine, is side A, right? So cosine theta is A. We need to get to an expression that gives us b over a expressed so that we can actually evaluate this cosine term. Okay, so back to the math bits, because this angle theta is the arctangent of b over a. We can write that pretty simply. Okay. So the angle we're after, theta, is the arctan of b over a. And the cosine of that angle is a. All right. So how do we get an expression for A to get this to work out? How do we get an expression for A in terms of B over A? Right? Because B over A is what we know. B over A is X. How do we get there? Well, we still have 1 is A squared plus B squared. And if I divide both sides by A squared, 1 over A squared is 1 plus B squared over A squared. So that's 1 plus X squared. So I know 1 over A squared is 1 plus X squared. So I can write A squared is 1 over 1 plus 1 over 1 plus X. And what we actually have here is cosine squared, right? Cosine theta is A. This is cosine squared. And so we now know that the derivative of the arctangent of X is 1 over 1 plus X squared. And that gets us our answer. A little bit more complicated than the sine or the cosine, but not too much. And there you have the derivative of the arctangent.